Hello and welcome. In this video, we will understand the system that decides what feels scary, how it moves faster than thought, how it shapes perception, and how understanding it changes the way it works. Because fear becomes smaller the moment it is seen clearly. Some fears are learned slowly, some appear instantly, some are carried quietly from childhood, and some are shaped long before we are born. And the most surprising part is this: many fears are not responses to the present moment. They are predictions about what might happen next. Fear is one of the fastest processes in the human brain. When a potential threat appears, the brain can shut down logical thinking in less than 200 milliseconds. This happens because fear signals do not wait for the thinking brain, which is slower and analytical. Instead, the signal is sent directly to survival centers that evolved to react instantly. By the time a person becomes aware that they are afraid, the brain has already decided whether to freeze, run, or prepare for action. The brain does not require real danger to activate fear. It works by predicting outcomes, not by verifying facts. If the brain believes there might be a threat, it activates the same response as if danger were certain. As a result, the body reacts fully even when nothing harmful is present. Heart rate rises, breathing becomes shallow, muscles tighten, and attention narrows. The body treats imagined danger the same way it treats real danger, because hesitation once meant death. Over time, fear affects the brain more deeply than physical stress. Chronic fear keeps the brain in a constant state of alertness. This prevents normal recovery processes from functioning properly. Neurons remain active when they should be resting, and stress chemicals stay elevated. As a result, the brain ages faster, not because it is damaged, but because it is never allowed to fully reset. Even imagining fear activates the same brain regions as real danger. When a person vividly imagines a threatening situation, the brain does not label it as just a thought. The same neural pathways activate as if the event were happening in real time. This is why fear can be triggered by memories, images, or thoughts alone. The body responds to mental simulations as if they are real experiences. Fear also changes how memories are formed and recalled. When fear is present, memory storage becomes emotion-driven rather than detail-driven. The brain prioritizes how the situation felt over what actually happened. Details may be exaggerated, reordered, or lost entirely. Later, when the memory is recalled, it feels accurate because the emotional imprint is strong, even if the factual content is distorted. Fear is felt in the body before it is consciously recognized. The nervous system reacts first, preparing the body for survival. Only after this reaction does the thinking brain attempt to identify the cause. This delay is built into human biology. Fear signals travel along faster neural pathways than conscious thought, ensuring speed over accuracy. Under fear, perception becomes unreliable. The brain fills in missing information quickly to avoid hesitation. Visual details may be misinterpreted. Sounds may seem closer or more meaningful than they are. Physical sensations can occur without an external source. These changes increase the chance of survival, but reduce sensory precision. In extreme fear, the body releases powerful natural painkillers. These chemicals reduce or completely block pain signals. Some of them are stronger than morphine. This response allows a person to continue moving or escaping, even with serious injuries. Pain is temporarily silenced because survival takes priority. Fear also overrides basic biological needs instantly. Signals related to hunger, thirst, and exhaustion are suppressed. The brain redirects energy away from maintenance functions and toward immediate action. This is why people in danger may not feel hunger or fatigue until the threat has passed. When fear becomes chronic, the brain adapts structurally. Regions involved in decision-making and long-term planning begin to shrink. The brain becomes optimized for short-term survival rather than complex reasoning. As a result, choices feel harder, planning becomes limited, and the mind focuses narrowly on avoiding danger rather than building the future. Fear does not stay contained within one person. In groups, fear spreads faster than happiness because the human brain is designed to notice threat signals before positive ones. Facial expressions, body posture, voice changes, and sudden movements are detected automatically. The brain treats another person's fear as a warning even before words are spoken, allowing entire groups to react quickly to potential danger. The brain reacts to uncertainty almost the same way it reacts to fear. When outcomes are unclear, the brain cannot predict safety. This lack of prediction activates the same survival circuits as an actual threat. Uncertainty keeps the brain alert, increases stress hormones, and prepares the body for action even when nothing harmful is happening. Fear can change how time is experienced. During fear, the brain processes more information per second. This increased processing makes moments feel longer than they actually are. Time seems to slow because the brain is recording details at a faster rate, creating the illusion of extended duration. Some people experience fear not of danger, but of positive events. This condition is known as cherophobia. It occurs when the brain associates happiness with future loss or disappointment. Instead of seeing joy as safe, the brain treats it as a signal that something bad may follow, activating fear responses in moments that should feel rewarding. Fear strengthens memory formation more than neutral experiences. When fear is present, stress hormones signal the brain to store the event carefully. This helps ensure dangerous situations are remembered and avoided in the future. As a result, fearful memories are easier to recall and harder to forget than ordinary moments. Fear activates survival circuits that are older than language. These circuits evolved long before humans could speak or reason abstractly. They operate automatically, relying on instinct rather than thought. This is why fear reactions feel immediate and difficult to control. In rare situations, fear can trigger sudden increases in strength. This phenomenon, often called hysterical strength, occurs when the brain removes normal safety limits on muscle output. Pain signals are suppressed and energy reserves are released. This response is short-lived and costly to the body, but it can allow survival in extreme emergencies. Fear appears very early in human life. Babies show fear responses before they can speak or understand danger. Loud noises and sudden loss of support trigger instinctive reactions. These responses exist before learning, showing that fear is partly built into human biology. Fear sharpens certain aspects of vision. During fear, the brain focuses attention directly ahead. Central vision becomes clearer so threats can be identified quickly. At the same time, peripheral awareness decreases. This tunnel vision improves focus but reduces awareness of the surrounding environment. In rare cases, fear can temporarily disrupt vision entirely. Extreme stress can interfere with visual processing in the brain. This can cause brief blindness even when the eyes themselves are functioning normally. The brain prioritizes survival responses over visual accuracy during intense fear. Fear begins in a small almond-shaped structure deep in the brain called the amygdala. This area acts as an early warning system. It scans incoming information for signs of danger before the thinking brain becomes involved. Because of this design, fear does not start with reasoning. It starts with detection. When sensory information enters the brain, it is not fully analyzed before fear reacts. Visual and auditory signals pass through the amygdala first. Only afterward do they reach areas responsible for detailed understanding. This allows fear to respond before sight or sound is consciously interpreted. Speed matters more than accuracy at this stage. Once fear activates, it changes the rhythm of the heart. Heartbeats may become faster, irregular, or stronger. These changes help move oxygen and glucose quickly through the body. The heart adapts its pattern to support rapid action rather than calm endurance. Fear prepares the body for more than just fighting or running. The brain also activates a freezing response. In some situations, remaining still increases survival by avoiding detection. The nervous system selects between running, fighting, or freezing based on context, not choice. When fear lasts for long periods, it suppresses the immune system. Stress hormones released during fear reduce immune activity. This conserves energy for immediate survival, but weakens long-term health. Chronic fear increases vulnerability to illness by keeping the body in emergency mode. Fear also raises blood sugar instantly. Stored energy is released into the bloodstream so muscles can act quickly. This happens even when no movement occurs. The body prepares fuel before deciding how it will be used. The eyes respond automatically during fear. Pupils expand to allow more light to enter. This change improves the ability to detect movement and contrast. The change happens without conscious control, driven by survival reflexes. Fear can be communicated chemically. When a person is afraid, their body releases subtle chemical signals through sweat. Others can detect these signals subconsciously. The brain interprets them as warning cues, increasing alertness even without visual contact. Signals related to fear travel faster than conscious thought. They use direct neural pathways designed for speed. These pathways bypass complex processing to ensure rapid response. This design explains why fear feels immediate and difficult to stop. Some fear responses are inherited. Genetic patterns influence how strongly the brain reacts to certain threats. This inheritance does not pass down specific fears, but sensitivity to danger. It reflects survival traits passed through generations. Humans are not born afraid of everything. At birth, only two fears appear naturally: falling and loud sounds. These triggers activate fear responses without learning. They are built into the nervous system to protect fragile bodies during early development. Other common fears are learned over time. Fear of darkness, for example, is not natural. It develops as the brain begins to associate low visibility with uncertainty. As children grow and imagination expands, the brain fills gaps in information, allowing fear to form where knowledge is incomplete. Children do not inherit specific fears from their parents. Instead, they inherit patterns of fear response. The brain learns how strongly to react by observing caregivers, tone of voice, facial expression, and behavior teach children what to treat as dangerous. Fear played a central role in human survival for millions of years. Early humans faced predators, environmental threats, and unpredictable conditions. Those who reacted quickly to danger were more likely to survive and reproduce. Fear became a selection advantage rather than a weakness. Some fears are partly hardwired. Snakes, heights, and sudden movement trigger faster fear responses than neutral objects. This happens because these threats were common dangers throughout evolution. The brain recognizes their patterns more quickly than modern risks. Fear teaches faster than reward. The brain prioritizes avoiding harm over gaining benefit. Negative experiences are stored more strongly because forgetting them could be fatal. This learning bias helped humans adapt quickly to dangerous environments. Experiences of fear in childhood can shape adult personality. Repeated exposure to fear during development alters stress regulation systems. This can influence confidence, caution, and emotional sensitivity later in life. The effects are adaptive but can become limiting when fear is constant. Fear-based memories form earlier than positive memories. The developing brain prioritizes threat detection. This ensures early learning focuses on survival before pleasure or exploration. Early fear also affects future risk-taking behavior. Children exposed to high fear may become more cautious as adults. Those with balanced exposure may develop better judgment between danger and safety. Fear contributed to the development of human intelligence. Anticipating danger required planning, memory, and pattern recognition. Over time, these demands shaped cognitive growth. Fear did not limit intelligence, it helped create it. Fear becomes more active as the body prepares for sleep. As night approaches, alertness systems shift, and the brain becomes more sensitive to internal signals. Thoughts slow, external distractions fade, and the mind turns inward. This change makes fear easier to trigger just before sleep. Nightmares activate the same fear circuits as real danger. During a nightmare, the amygdala and other survival systems are fully active. The brain reacts as if the threat is real, even though the body remains still. Heart rate increases, breathing changes, and stress hormones are released. Fear-based dreams serve a biological purpose. They allow the brain to rehearse dangerous situations in a safe environment. By simulating threat, the brain practices responses without real-world risk. This rehearsal strengthens survival learning. Fear can wake the body before danger appears. The brain constantly monitors the environment even during sleep. If it detects a possible threat, it can interrupt sleep instantly. This early warning system evolved to protect against nighttime danger. Lack of sleep increases fear sensitivity. When the brain is tired, emotional regulation weakens. The amygdala becomes more reactive while control systems become less effective. As a result, fear feels stronger and harder to manage. Fear-related memories replay during REM sleep. This stage of sleep is associated with emotional processing. The brain revisits fear memories to reduce their emotional intensity over time. Without REM sleep, fear responses remain heightened. While dreaming, the brain actively rehearses fear. Neural pathways associated with threat are activated repeatedly. This strengthens recognition of danger patterns and improves future response. Fear is easier to unlearn during sleep-based therapy. When the brain is relaxed and disconnected from immediate threat, fear circuits become more flexible. New associations can replace old ones more efficiently during sleep. Fear levels naturally rise between 3 and 4 in the morning. Body temperature is low, alertness is reduced, and stress hormones shift. This creates a window where fear responses are more easily activated. When sleep is insufficient, fear feels more real. The brain struggles to separate imagination from reality. Emotional reactions intensify, and perceived threats feel larger than they are. Fear strongly influences how people behave around authority. When fear is present, the brain seeks safety through structure and guidance. Authority figures appear more trustworthy because they seem to offer control. As fear increases, people become more likely to follow instructions without questioning them. Fear reduces creativity almost immediately. Creative thinking requires exploration and mental flexibility. Fear narrows attention and limits options. The brain focuses on avoiding risk rather than generating new ideas. This shift is adaptive in danger, but restrictive in safe environments. Fear also increases the formation of false memories. Under stress, the brain prioritizes emotional meaning over accuracy. Details are filled in based on expectation rather than observation. Later recall feels confident even when it is incorrect. Fear changes voice tone without conscious awareness. Pitch rises or tightens. Speech may become faster or strained. These changes signal distress to others and can spread fear within groups. Fear makes danger feel larger than it is. The brain overestimates risk when uncertainty is present. This bias helps avoid harm but can distort judgment in everyday situations. Small threats may feel severe even when evidence suggests safety. Fear strengthens group loyalty. In threatening situations, the brain favors familiar people. Trust narrows to those perceived as part of the same group. This increases cooperation within the group, but can reduce openness to outsiders. Fear can cause freezing instead of escape. When the brain cannot determine whether running or fighting is safer, it may choose stillness. Freezing reduces detection and conserves energy. This response is automatic and not a conscious choice. Fear increases superstition. When outcomes feel uncontrollable, the brain searches for patterns. Random events may be linked together to create meaning. This gives the illusion of control where none exists. Fear encourages pattern seeking even when patterns are not real. The brain becomes highly sensitive to coincidence. Connections are formed quickly, sometimes incorrectly. This helps anticipate danger, but increases false conclusions. Fear increases risk avoidance even in safe conditions. The brain prioritizes preventing loss over gaining benefit. Opportunities may be ignored because uncertainty feels threatening. This response protects survival but limits growth. Not all fear is directed at danger. Some people experience fear in response to happiness itself. This happens when the brain associates positive emotion with later loss or disappointment. Instead of treating happiness as safe, the brain predicts harm that might follow, triggering fear during moments that should feel pleasant. In some individuals, fear does not cause panic or movement. It causes fainting. This response occurs when the nervous system suddenly lowers heart rate and blood pressure. The body briefly shuts down instead of preparing for action. This reaction is rare but real, and it is not voluntary. Extreme fear can cause sudden changes in hair color in very rare cases. This happens when stress affects pigment-producing cells. The process does not occur overnight for most people, but intense fear can accelerate changes already underway in the body. Fear can shut down digestion almost instantly. Blood flow is redirected away from the stomach and intestines toward muscles and vital organs. Digestive activity slows or stops. This conserves energy for survival, but can cause discomfort if fear is prolonged. Fear can interrupt memory formation. During intense stress, the brain may fail to record information normally. Gaps appear in memory because attention is focused entirely on survival. Later, parts of the event may be missing or incomplete. Even when a person is not moving, fear increases muscle tension. The body remains partially contracted, ready to act. This constant tension can persist during long-term fear, leading to fatigue and discomfort. Fear responses change between day and night. At night, reduced visibility and lower alertness increase sensitivity to threat. The brain becomes more reactive to uncertainty, making fear easier to trigger after dark. Fear can become addictive. Repeated exposure to fear releases stress hormones that also activate reward systems. Over time, the brain may seek these intense states, mistaking stimulation for necessity. Fear alters handwriting patterns. Fine motor control changes under stress. Letters may become tighter, shakier, or less consistent. These changes reflect increased muscle tension and reduced precision. Fear can change taste perception. Stress hormones affect sensory processing. Food may taste bland, metallic, or unpleasant during fear. The brain reduces attention to taste when survival is prioritized. Social fear activates the same brain regions as physical pain. When people feel rejected, judged, or excluded, the brain processes these experiences using the same neural circuits that respond to injury. This is why social fear can feel physically uncomfortable, even when no physical harm is present. Fear spreads faster online than factual information. Digital platforms amplify emotional content because fear captures attention quickly. The brain reacts to alarming messages before it evaluates accuracy. As a result, fearful content travels faster and wider than calm explanations. Fear increases click-through behavior. When headlines signal threat or danger, the brain treats them as urgent. Attention is pulled toward information that promises safety or answers. This response happens automatically before critical thinking engages. Fear strongly shapes political opinions. When people feel threatened, they prioritize protection and stability. Complex reasoning gives way to simple solutions that promise security.
Fear narrows perspective and strengthens emotional decision-making. Long-term planning weakens under fear. The brain shifts focus from future goals to immediate safety. Abstract thinking becomes harder. Decisions prioritize short-term avoidance over long-term benefit. Fear affects how information is remembered. People tend to recall headlines rather than details. The emotional impact of the message is stored while specific facts fade. This creates strong impressions with limited understanding. Fear strengthens belief in rumors. When uncertainty is high, the brain seeks explanations quickly. Unverified information feels comforting because it reduces ambiguity. Fear lowers the threshold for accepting claims as true. Fear increases conformity. In uncertain situations, people look to others for guidance. Aligning with the group feels safer than acting independently. This behavior reduces personal risk but limits independent judgment. Fear can override moral judgment. When survival feels threatened, ethical considerations may weaken. The brain prioritizes self-preservation over abstract principles. This shift is automatic, not deliberate.
Fear fuels mass panic faster than any other emotion. It spreads rapidly through shared attention and collective reaction. Once activated, group fear escalates quickly because individuals reinforce one another's responses. Fear becomes weaker when it is clearly identified. When a person names what they are afraid of, the thinking brain becomes active. This reduces the dominance of survival circuits. Labeling fear shifts processing from automatic reaction to conscious awareness. Slow breathing directly affects fear signals. When breathing slows, the nervous system sends signals of safety. Heart rate decreases, stress hormone release is reduced. Fear responses lose intensity as the body exits emergency mode. Slight increases in body temperature can reduce fear. Warmth signals safety to the nervous system. This is why heat, blankets, or warm environments often feel calming during stress. The brain associates warmth with protection and rest. Repeated exposure to safe versions of a feared situation rewires fear circuits. Each non-threatening experience teaches the brain that danger is not present. Over time, the fear response weakens. This process relies on learning, not force. Fear can be unlearned faster than it is learned. Fear circuits form quickly to protect survival. They also remain flexible. With consistent safety signals, the brain adjusts faster than expected. The brain cannot fully experience fear and gratitude at the same time. These states activate different neural networks. When attention shifts toward appreciation or calm awareness, fear responses decrease naturally. Fear fades when attention moves into the body. Focusing on breathing, posture, or physical sensation grounds awareness in the present. This interrupts future-based threat prediction. Calm voices reduce fear neurologically. The brain interprets steady, low tones as signals of safety. This response is automatic and does not require understanding words. Fear weakens when curiosity increases. Curiosity shifts the brain from threat detection to exploration. The unknown becomes something to examine rather than avoid. Fear disappears when the brain feels control. Even small choices restore a sense of agency. When control returns, survival circuits deactivate. Fear is not a fact, it is a prediction. The brain uses past experience and incomplete information to guess what might happen next.
Fear is the brain's attempt to prepare for a future that has not occurred. Because of this, fear exists primarily in the future, not the present. In the present moment, there is usually no immediate threat. Fear pulls attention forward in time, focusing the mind on imagined outcomes rather than current reality. Fear can exist without any external danger. The brain can generate threat signals based on memory, expectation, or uncertainty alone. This ability once protected survival, but in modern life, it can activate fear in safe environments.
Fear is louder than reality. Threat signals are amplified to ensure they are not ignored. Calm information is processed more quietly. As a result, fear can dominate attention even when evidence suggests safety. Fear shapes life outcomes more strongly than intelligence. Decisions influenced by fear determine risk-taking, relationships, and long-term choices. Avoidance can limit opportunity more than lack of ability. Fear responses can be inherited across generations. Stress patterns alter how genes are expressed, not the genes themselves. These changes influence sensitivity to threat in descendants, passing survival tendencies forward. Fear rewires the brain, but so does courage. Repeated experiences of safety, resilience, and calm create new neural pathways. The brain remains adaptable throughout life. Fear is not an enemy, it is a survival tool. Its purpose is protection, not harm. Problems arise when fear activates without real threat or remains active too long. Fear becomes smaller when it is observed. Awareness creates distance between reaction and response. The thinking brain regains influence when fear is noticed rather than resisted. Fear loses power when it is understood. Understanding removes mystery. Predictability replaces uncertainty. When fear is explained, it no longer controls behavior automatically. Fear is not something the brain removes, it is something the brain learns to regulate. Fear is generated in a deep part of the brain called the amygdala. This region reacts quickly, without logic and without language. It exists to predict danger and prepare the body to survive. Overcoming fear does not mean shutting this system down. It means allowing other brain systems to guide it. The brain reduces fear when it understands what is happening. When a person identifies a sensation as fear, activity shifts away from emotional circuits and toward reasoning areas. This process is known as affect labeling. It works because language slows automatic reactions. The brain becomes less reactive once fear is named. Breathing plays a direct role in fear regulation. Fear speeds up breathing. Slow breathing sends the opposite signal. When breathing slows, the nervous system reduces stress hormones and heart rate. This change occurs even if fearful thoughts remain. The body calms the brain before the brain calms the mind. Fear also weakens through safe exposure. When a feared situation is experienced repeatedly without harm, the brain learns that danger is not present. This learning does not erase fear, it builds a stronger safety signal that overrides it. Avoidance prevents this learning and keeps fear active. A sense of control reduces fear. Control does not mean eliminating uncertainty. It means having choice. Even small decisions activate brain regions that suppress helplessness. When the brain feels agency, fear signals decrease. Attention changes fear intensity. Fear focuses on what might happen next. When attention shifts to physical sensation, fear loses strength. The body exists in the present moment. Fear exists in imagined futures. Grounding attention limits prediction. Certain mental states reduce fear naturally. Curiosity replaces threat with interest. Gratitude reduces stress responses. Compassion shifts focus away from self-protection. Fear cannot fully activate while these states are present. Sleep plays a critical role in fear regulation. During deep sleep, emotional memories are processed and softened. Lack of sleep increases fear sensitivity. Well-rested brains regulate emotion more effectively. Repetition is essential. Fear changes through consistent, calm experiences, not insight alone. The brain learns through patterns. Each safe experience weakens fear slightly. Over time, regulation becomes automatic. Fear becomes smaller when it is understood. Uncertainty strengthens fear. Explanation reduces it. When fear is no longer mysterious, it loses influence. Fear is not an enemy, it is a survival system doing its job. When the brain learns safety, fear steps back. Understanding allows regulation. Regulation allows calm. And calm allows the brain to choose rather than react. Fear is not something to fight, it is something to understand. And understanding is where control begins. If this video helped you see fear a little more clearly, or helped your mind slow down while learning something new, you can support this channel in a simple way. You can subscribe so future calm science documentaries like this are always waiting for you when you need them. You can like the video, which quietly helps it reach others who may be looking for the same kind of calm, thoughtful content. And if you feel comfortable, you can leave a comment sharing your experiences about fear. More stories are coming. Until then, take your time, stay curious,